Welcome back everyone to the AutoFlux games. This is event number 2, the trailer pull. Now just like the previous event, this one has some specialty rules. We're not just simply pulling trailers here, things are going to be a little bit more complicated than that. So what is going to happen is the heaviest vehicle is going to pull the lightest vehicle on a trailer. Basically we are just going to be running down the airport in Italy, and we're going to be doing it in sort of a time trial way. What I was saying before is the heaviest vehicle, in this case the Broozer, is going to be pulling the 50 horsepower ultralight race car down the track, and what's going to happen is once they get to the end, they're going to switch. And what I'm going to do to have points happen in this case is I'm going to be taking the first run, the one where the truck is pulling the car, and then the second one where the car is pulling the truck. We're going to be using the same trailer as well for this, so the weight is consistent. By adding those together, we'll have a total score for both. When it comes to points in the end, they are going to be split between the two. However, I'm going to put it in a sort of a place. You'll just have to see what I mean. So yeah, our first combination, the one I was using for that example, is the Broozer. It weighs by far the most, 2,820 pounds, and the ultralight race car, which is 500, and by the way I'm using kilos not pounds, it's 500 kilos. This is not too out of the ordinary. The car is very light, the truck is pretty heavy. We've got the official down at the end to monitor everything and make sure that stuff is going correctly. I'm not going to be able to time during the event, but I will be going through the footage at the end and posting times at the end, so stay to the end if you want the results. So yeah, this is our first combo. Let's take off with them. Basically, I'm thinking that I'll have each run start with the back trailer wheels on the grass, and it will end when the trailer crosses the grass all the way up at the end of the line there. So let's see how this one goes. Whoops. Alright, there we go. So the Broozer has started, and let's take off for the first run of the event. 3, 2, 1. Alright, so it's a strong start from the Broozer. This one, it's only got about 400 horsepower, but it's still pretty fast, and I don't think that the weight of the trailer or the 50 horsepower car are actually going to affect it too much. And continuing with the trend of just having sort of straight runs, yeah, this is just a straight run. There are no turns, although some vehicles, as you may see later on, I've tested out a few, do get quite squirrely. So I can see the ref up ahead. We're coming into the end here. Basically just maintaining a solid 165, and that's a pretty good way to end it. The hardest part about this event is the setup. It takes way too long to put something onto the trailer, especially if it's a little bit too big for it. So I'm starting to see some issues already with this. The truck is bouncing a little wildly, and it also has destroyed part of the trailer. Hopefully that works out okay, because otherwise I'm going to have to reset this and try again. If we just switch back to the 50 horsepower car, let's go for a run in this. This is the reverse. This is the balancing act that I was talking about before. I feel that this might be a little bit unstable, so we are going to have to try our best. What I have tried to do to make things a little bit more even is I've got the truck in the center of the trailer, so it's not distributing its weight poorly. We'll have to see how this goes though. So 3, 2, 1. And it is a blistering start from the 50 horsepower car. I feel that this might be one of the slowest runs that there could be in this whole series here. Alright, so we've managed to make it up to 35 km an hour. I have the throttle all the way down, but I'm trying to be a little weary. I have tested this just to make sure that it could actually pull it, and pretty much as soon as you pass 40, it just breaks. Like it just flies off to the side, so we're going to try and balance it out around 40, just to stay around that speed. I have tested just a few combinations. This is one that I had to test to make sure that it would actually work. It does work, but as you can see, it's going to the side just a little bit. It's a very slow, uncontrolled piece, but it is still uncontrolled. I'm trying to go quick, but it's given me some challenges. So, like I said at the end, the score for these two will be determined by their total time, and then the total time will factor into how many points they get overall, so you'll have to see what that does. Oh no, it's sort of drifting off to the side. Oh no, I really don't want to have to reset these too many times. Oh, we're gonna hit the ref if we're not careful. And I'm gunning it across the line. There we go, that was a decent run. Well, the 50 horsepower car tried as much as it could. We'll see what they end up with in the end. Alright, so up next we have a decently good chance of finding a winner here, I think. This is the 29, or it used to be 29. This is the Bomerro 2.0. Now it has 2,500, almost 2,600 horsepower. It's actually the second heaviest car in the running. It's 1,960 kilos, where the ultralight is sort of more of a max downforce ultralight car in this case. It's 530 kilos, so it is second from the bottom when it comes to weight. This is a good combination though. I think that both of these cars are going to be able to pull each other well. At least I hope so. I fear that the Bomerro might be very uncontrolled, so we're going to have to really just be cautious, I'll say, but still put down some power. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, and mistakes were made. Okay, attempt 2. This time, hopefully not going to forget to put on the handbrake. That was a slight mistake. Okay, so the ultralight race car definitely desires to run off of the trailer, and our first failure. So it seems like the biggest challenge with this run is because of how much power the Bomerro has, we just need to be able to keep the ultralight car on the trailer. In order to do that, I've had to put it on backwards. So far pretty controlled. I am trying to be as cautious as possible with the Bomerro because it is a just crazy V12. It's got so much torque that I can't even slightly steer because it will just fly. But let's just hit it here. Right, that was a pretty decent run. So this is a combination I have not tested yet, but it looks really funny. The max downforce car is just so low now. It's even lower than it was before. And also, the Bomerro is way too wide for this trailer. It's actually wider than the truck. Let's hope for the best here. I think that we can pull off some decent numbers even with a different sort of weight balance that's going on. So let's get ready for a run here. I did put the handbrake on this time. 3, 2, 1. Okay, that's not quite as blistering a start as I was expecting. Now, something that you should know about this max downforce car is that it has double the horsepower of the 50 horsepower car, but it's still an i4, so torque-wise it is suffering, we'll say. I have the throttle all the way down, and it's warmed up, so we should be able to get a decent run in here. I know that a lot of these cars are going to be a lot easier than others, just because they are not like super uncontrollable or disastrous. In this case, this one is sort of a mix in between. As you can see, we're slightly going off to the side. Oh no, come back to me. Alright, we're almost at the line. It's shaking pretty wildly. Are we gonna make it? Goodness. Well, that was about twice as fast, I would say, than the 50 horsepower cars run, just because it was able to go about twice the speed. So let's move on to the next ones. Alright, so our next combo. The third heaviest vehicle is Pearl's Disgrace. It is only 40 kilos, actually 20 kilos lighter than the Bomerro. And the third from the bottom of lightest vehicle is actually the F1 van. It only weighs 1,180 kilos. One thing that I did test was this combo because I wanted to see what it was like. Like, Pearl's Disgrace is incredibly good at towing, so I'm very much looking forward to this. It's just so well balanced. It's pretty much got exactly the right kind of power for this. Like 400 horsepower is just what you need. So let's back it up a touch and let's get ready to go. 3, 2, 1. Well, not a bad start from Pearl's Disgrace. I believe that the last time I did this, I was just able to hold it down the entire time because of how well balanced it is. So far, we're drifting just slightly to the left. I think that might have to do with the weight of the van potentially being a little bit more on the right side of the vehicle. This is a very fast run. This might even be a faster run than the Bomerro. We're at like 160 something now. Oh, that might have been a mistake on my part. Oh, it's wobbling. Oh no. And across the line. That was fast. That was really fast. So if you've been watching the videos that I've been doing on builds, and also this series, you will know that the F1 van has some serious wheel spin issues, and that is going to have to be very much considered in this run. I am afraid, to be honest, of how many times I'm going to have to redo this. 3, 2, 1, gas. Okay, pretty slow start. I guess with some weight on the back of it, it does slow down a bit, but as soon as it hits those turbos, it just kind of takes off. So I'm just trying to keep it easy with the van here. I'm not going pedal to the floor or anything too crazy like that, more like a 50% throttle. We are still gaining speed, but I am very worried. The van has lost my confidence, but so far it's gaining it back with its pretty decent ability to hold on to 115 here. I think if I hit the gas... Oh boy, yeah, we're drifting slightly to the left there. Let's just nail it for the last bit. Not a bad run overall. I think this is one of the faster combinations as well. So next up in the running we have the Disco Puck weighing in at 1750 kilos and the mini truck weighing in at 1290 kilos. So we're starting to get into weights that are more even. So this is going to be interesting. The Disco Puck is pretty slow, but with an even weight on the back of it, I think it's actually going to be pretty decent. I'm interested to see what this run will do. And I forgot as well, the Disco Puck has to have its lights flashing. There is nothing else that signals Disco Puck better than that. So let's take off with these two. 3, 2, 1. Okay, it's a little bit of wheel spin from the Disco Puck. I have not tried this out at all. The Disco Puck does have a V8, so it should have a decent amount of torque, but it's unfortunately sporting the very classic open diff, and it actually looks hilarious going down the strip. Oh my goodness, what have I created? The Disco Puck is picking up speed. We're at 130 something. Not much waving going on either. It's just slightly pulling to the right, but with some very slight adjustment that can be fixed. This is going to be a fast time. I did not think that the Disco Puck would do so well. And across the line. Goodness. What a run. Alright, so the roles have been switched. I think the only issue we might find is that the Disco Puck is very top heavy, just because, well, naturally it has a giant puck on the back of it, but the mini truck is super well balanced, so I hope that it's able to balance it out. We're going to have to see here, and we're ready for the run. 3, 2, 1... Okay, that's not quite the acceleration I was hoping for, but once it's going, it's going pretty hard. Wow, this truck can pick up some speed though. Once you put your foot down, this thing will go. So far, just a pretty plain run from these two, but I like it. The plainness makes it so much easier. Alright, so I'm noticing some slight swaying in the trailer. It seems to have gone away as we picked up speed. Interestingly, the mini truck, despite having 100 more horsepower, appears to be... Oh, whoa, that was my mistake. Appears to be slightly slower. Oh, it's waving back and forth, but not bad. Right, so this is an interesting combination. We have the Panther, which is 10 kilos lighter than the Disco Puck, just barely making it there, and then we also have the hill climb car. This is a weird one because the Panther, again, is a wheel spin beast. It's got massive wheel spin issues, whereas the hill climb car is super controlled. It is the fastest car around the track. It has got significant wheel width, and so much so that it doesn't even fit on the trailer. It's probably one of the best just driving cars in the competition. So when we put that up with probably the worst, this is an interesting combo. I'm very excited to see what this one will do. The hill climb car has potential to win the entire thing. When paired up with the Panther, it's kind of bringing it down, so that's where the balance comes in, folks. Let's see how this Panther will do towing it. It already has wheel spin issues just taking off by itself. Now with a trailer, I have no idea. 3, 2, 1, and we're off. Okay, so as predicted, the Panther is wheel spinning. It may even wheel spin all the way down. Okay, I'm gonna let off the throttle just a bit and hopefully we can build up a bit more speed. But it just has such crazy torque that, wow, we are actually flying right now. I'm afraid to put down the pedal because, oh yeah, you see that? It picks up one wheel peel and then it just flies off the track. Unfortunately, the hill climb car is waving back and forth there. The Panther is... I mean, it's doing okay. We're able to maintain a pretty consistent top speed here. Up to 130 almost. And across the line. Goodness, a lot of these runs are going to be very close, but that was a decent run there. Alright, so we have reversed the roles. I was trying for a long time there to try and get the Panther into these wheel slits, but it just will not go. It doesn't seem to matter what I do, so hopefully that's going to be a decent balance. Unfortunately, the trailer hitch is quite low to the ground, but that's just because the node isn't great on the trailer hitches that come from automation. But anyway, let's see what this hill climb car can do. 3, 2, 1... It is scraping a little bit, so that may play into the final score. Oh wow, it is uncontrollable. Alright, let me see if I can fix that trailer. That took a while. I think that it's more fair, just because the Panther is, well, for one, horrible to load because it has such terrible traction, and two, it's 60% weight up front, so it is incredibly heavy right at the tip of the hitch there, and that's just not good for loading, so we need to load it better. I think that I've got it down to a decent sort of load rating here. It'll be more balanced and just a little bit more fair, so let's try this out and see what it'll do. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so it didn't fall off, and it hasn't immediately pulled to the side or anything, so I'm considering that to be good. The hill climb car is super well balanced, and it should be capable of some serious speed, but as with most things, a little bit of drifting to the side is definitely within the realm of possibilities. No! Oh my goodness. Alright, attempt number 39,000. Let's see if we can do it just a little bit better this time. It actually takes like 5 minutes every time I want to load up the Panther, so if we fail again, I may end up dying. I want to maintain a decent speed, but I can tell already that the Panther is slightly loaded to one side in the trailer, so we'll have to just stick to like 150-ish. No. For the sake of all things wrong in this world, I really want to count that. I think I'm going to. It's working. Oh no, I can't. This time I'm going to be much more conservative with the throttle. I just want to get a run done with this. I know that the car is faster than what I'm doing, and it's got more speed in it, but as soon as you lose it with this car, you just straight up lose it. So we're going to try our best to keep it, and also to keep my sanity in check, because honestly, out of all of the bits that I've done so far today, out of all of the sections of the event, this one has taken like 6 times longer than anyone else. I'm just gonna hammer it. Man, the Panther sucks. So I know what you're thinking. Wait, if this is a team event, how are we going to deal with 11 cars being in the roster? We still have to do the trophy truck. And so I've brought in a special guest. Now this special guest is going to probably mess the trophy truck up quite a bit because it's the Qashqai. It's a front wheel drive car built basically just to be like the Nissan Qashqai. And it's got the same sort of weight, same sort of horsepower. I think it's 140. The trophy truck, on the other hand, is a twin-turbo V8 with 1300 horsepower, and it's 1700 kilos. So let's try it out. I'm interested to see what this combination is capable of doing. I fear for the trophy truck being a spinning beast once again, and I also fear for the Qashqai because it's just the Qashqai. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Second last run of the day, and we are spinning all 4 wheels. I fear that the trophy truck has the capability to spin its wheels the entirety of this course, but I do have to be cautious with it just a little bit because it is pulling hard to the right. Oh no, come back to me. Alright, straightening it out here. Just have to be careful, maintain a 130 with just minor acceleration. Alright, let's hit it. We gotta hit the boost. 160, 170, 200. Wow, I did not realize the Qashqai was so resilient. That is a devastating collision. So just like with some of the other trucks, this one has the issue of colliding constantly with the side barriers because it's just a little bit too big. And I'm fearing for the Qashqai once again because with a trailer, when it's loaded up, this thing becomes a lowrider. It is incredibly low now. So the Qashqai isn't going to actually be getting any points in the roster. You'll see what I'll do with the points in a bit, but let's see how good it can do, just basically for fun here with the trophy truck. We can hope for the best. 3, 2, 1. Okay, I guess it's probably a CVT or something. Well, the wheels are spinning. We have taken off with this i4. It's surprisingly balanced and honestly decently quick despite having quite a big load. This might actually pull a decent time. Oh, the collisions are going a little bit wild on the trailer there. As we hit 85 kilometers an hour, things are starting to spin out a little bit. The Qashqai is actually incredibly good at towing. I think this is what happens when you make your cars a little bit more realistic. I'm just holding the trigger down and just like very slightly correcting it every once in a while. And it's been able to haul pretty fast here. It's definitely not a Bomerro when it comes to power, but that's pretty decent. With that unfortunate collision, let's head over and see what the results are. Alright, so the officials have come back with the official times for each run based on the video footage. So what we're going to do is we're going to go from the worst total time to the best total time. So the first set of cars that makes up the worst total time is the ultralight 50 horsepower car with a run of 2 minutes and 4 seconds. I guess that is predictably slow because it was towing the Broozer, which managed a 39-second run, which is actually on the faster side of things. This brings them a total of 2 minutes and 43 seconds for a combined score. Now next we have the trophy truck, a surprising 43-second run, not bad from that, and the Qashqai, which was majorly bringing down the team with a 1 minute and 2 second run, so that makes their total time a 1:45.9. That's second last place. Alright, in fourth place overall we have the max downforce car. It had a run of 1 minute and 11 seconds, which is about half of what the ultralight car was able to do with the Broozer, so pretty impressive. And the Bomerro, with the fastest time overall for its run, which was 33 seconds. Very good run, but their total was 144.3. Next we have the hill climb car. It managed a 47.3 second pass pulling the Panther, despite all of its issues. And the Panther itself managed a 49.1 second run, pulling the hill climb, which brings their total to 136.4. Now, the F1 van and Pearl's Revenge were actually in second place, the F1 van bringing down the team with a 52.1, and Pearl's Revenge with a surprising 37.2 seconds. And in first place overall as a team, we have the mini truck with 44.3 seconds, and the Disco Puck with 44.2 seconds, with a total of 128.5. So those are the results based on times. Now, I don't want to overcomplicate things too much, but this is what it looks like when you put it into points. Essentially what has happened is, within each team, I've given the lowest time for their run more points overall. So in the case of the Disco Puck and the mini truck, they came first together, but the Disco Puck was slightly faster, so it gets 11 points, and the mini truck was slightly slower, so it gets 10 points. And that's the way that it is all the way through. So that means that the Disco Puck, yes, the Disco Puck, won this event, with the mini truck in second, followed by Pearl's Revenge, the F1 van, hill climb car, Panther, Bomerro, max downforce trophy truck, Broozer, and last place is the ultralight race car. That's a pretty interesting lineup. That shakes things up quite a bit when you check out the totals, because on the totals, now the mini truck, Pearl's Revenge, and the F1 van are all tied for first, with the Disco Puck and max downforce car also tied for second, and then there's a triple way tie for third with the hill climb, the Panther, and the ultralight, all with 12 points. And then you just got a few on the bottom. The trophy truck, the Bomerro, and the Broozer are just not doing well in this event overall. So I forgot to mention it at the beginning, but make sure to vote on these cars. One of these events that will count toward the total, goodness, is the votes. So the first place in the votes is going to get 11 points added onto their score at the end of this event. So make sure to vote for your favorite car, because it could bring back a car like the Broozer or something, if that's what you want. So I'll see you then.